Ohio State and Coach Diebler have another commit. This one with some NBA family ties here. Myles Herro, who is the brother of NBA All-Star Tyler Herro, has committed to Ohio State. Myles is a 6'3", three-star point guard in the 2025 class. Is now committed to Ohio State. Obviously, his brother Tyler is a really good player. Spent one season at Kentucky. Now is playing for the Miami Heat, a really good player at the NBA level. Myles Herro, not as high of a pedigree guy as Tyler. I think a three-star recruit by most ranking services. Some other offers he had were Western Illinois and Cal Poly. Decides to go to Ohio State. Dion and I were frantically trying to figure out if he is a walk-on or if he's committed as a scholarship player, obviously with the increase in scholarships. But with this ad, it is Diebler kind of maybe buying into Myles Herro being maybe a little bit under the radar. Also, like obviously given the family ties, maybe some things can happen there, and you kind of buy into him developing. But I think it's fair to say this was a bit of a surprise ad, I guess, for Ohio State, given where they're at now. Ohio State's done some other things in the transfer portal. They've done some other things with getting some other freshmen in the fold as well. And obviously, with the scholarships being increased, you do want to continue to fill the roster. But is it fair to say that this one's a little bit of a surprise, Dion, given where Myles Herro's game and I guess where his kind of what his offer list look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a surprise. He's on a partial scholarship according to CBS Sports,
Okay.
or that's the expectation at least. Um, I think one from looking at his game, he sees the floor well. So he does look like somebody other good players would want to play with, and maybe Dietler's looking at him as a 4-year project, where maybe by that fourth year he's contributing to Ohio State, and he's Myles Herro is kind of like the guy that can help him bring other dudes in. He's maybe he winds up being a great visit guy. Where when you have like the superstars visiting, Myles Herro is the one that takes them out, like they, shows them around campus, etc. But he does see the floor well. I see like a little bit of the vision if the development's there. He does not have the athleticism Tyler has though. Like that's the big thing. Is like Tyler Hero is way more athletic than Miles is. But it is definitely a surprise. The other schools he was considering, Cal Poly and Western Illinois, I think he's a little bit more fit to play on those teams, especially right away.
Mhm.
But at the same time, though, I love the idea of if you're going to take like a back end roster chance, it being on somebody with NBA ties because he's going to practice with NBA players. He's going to work out with NBA coaches. He's going to work out with NBA trainers in the offseason. If a guy were to develop out of nowhere, it's probably somebody that has those NBA ties if he's hungry enough. So I like the idea of taking a flyer on him.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Yeah, and then I think to your point, Dion, you talked about a lot of the stuff he could do as far as like being a pass first guy. He's a different player than Tyler, right? Tyler was a 6'5" automatic bucket, like 40 every single night. Miles isn't that guy. He isn't that type of player. And he had some quotes here over on three, kind of describing his game. And literally the first thing he says, I describe my game as a pass first point guard who can create when needed and score the ball if needed. I take pride in being a two-way player, someone that can impact the floor on both ends and bring energy every time he steps on the court. Like I feel like he could be that guy for this Ohio State team. And even if he isn't, it's an ad that it's like, to your point, there's possible upside there. Also, it's like low risk, right? Like this, I think there is a little bit of like I'm going to go play at Ohio State. That's a little bit above the level I probably should be at or could be at right now. I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity, take advantage of the facilities, the coaching, everything like that, hopefully improve as a basketball player. And then to your point, there is the little bit of like ties there, this fact that he could be, working with high level people. And even if it doesn't work out, like you have a guy that I think is low risk, low maintenance, could end up being like a program guy you feel really good about. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not one of these commitments. You don't want to look too much into it actually affecting Ohio State's team, at least this season, right?
Yeah, when you have 15 scholarships, 15 roster spots, respectfully, there's going to be a few people that just don't play.
Unless you're
And
unless you're Kentucky because you're just too talented.
that's fair. But even Kentucky, like got what, Colin Chandler, he probably won't play that much.
Please respect Colin Chandler on this podcast, at least when you're with me.
I'm a Colin Chandler guy. Don't get me wrong, respectfully. Him or Jasper, somebody's not gonna play. But like if you look at like also look at their brother Austin, who's on South Carolina. He don't play on South Carolina. So I think the Heroes have shown like their willingness to accept like roles. And I think that comes from the NBA ties of your brother. Was Tyler an all-star this year?
Yeah, I think either this year or last year he was.
Yeah, he like your brother's an all-star, but he also like there was a moment there where he wasn't playing. There was a moment where he was a six man. There was a moment where he signed his contract. They said he had the worst contract in the league at a time. You know what I mean? Like your brother has shown you what it means to buy into a system, heat culture, right? Pat Riley, and develop and work. And his rookie year, he was phenomenal in the bubble, then struggled, and then now he's an all-star. And I think the Heroes follow that, and that's what you want out of like your back end of the roster guys are people that are going to buy into the role, buy into development, and what happens happens. And I don't think you want guys that are coming in asking for too much out of that 15th spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just realized too that Austin, his other brother, transferred from South Carolina.
But he's not on South Carolina anymore.
No, I just realized that just as you said that he's at St. Thomas in Minnesota in the Summit League.
I think I have to take back everything I just said then.
Hey, they made the tournament, I think, or can make the tournament. But look, congrats to Myles Herro. I think it's a great opportunity for him. And if anything, the Myles Herro Gates Cup TikTok story saga is gonna live on this season. It's gonna be special. The cardio bros might be back and in full effect. But congrats to Myles Herro. Congrats to Diebler. Way to get some NBA lineage in there, along with LeBron James's locker that is in the room, even though he never went there.
Braun has a locker at Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, man. Braun has claimed to want to go to every single school that he could possibly. Oh, I was going to play for Coach K. Oh, I was going to go to Ohio State. We know the truth. You wanted to play with Leon Poe at Cal, Braun. We know the truth.
Oh, that's good. Actually, probably kind of true. Shout out to Leon Poe. What a poll, by the way.
Open Soldiers teammates. A
That
lot of people forget that.
I think a lot of people forget that for good reason. Shout out to Myles Herro. Shout out to Ohio State.